analysis. It's
Yes.
always, happy to
Yeah,
talk
and
about this.
yes, and when you start learning new things, and when you are in the analysis, you love to learn new things. And even I'm so keen to learn the different things because it is very interesting. Once you know it, it's very interesting, and you keep on searching more and more knowledge, and how can it be benefited you. And since
And
nowadays public, yeah,
let me add one thing. This is a software for the future, right? There's
yes,
a lot of work being done on this software, and we are expecting a new version probably next year, version 4.
yeah,
It will totally transform this old version will be wiped off and totally is a new interface. There are a lot
yes,
of new options coming up in this software.
yeah,
Issue of endogeneity, issue of unobserved variation, multi-group analysis. So you have
yes,
a lot of options coming in this software. Already
yeah,
have, but this software going to be totally revamped in a year or so. So if
yes,
you learn this, it can stay for longer because there's a lot of work being done, and the software will be coming in a new shape, in a new version, a lot of new option. Maybe
yeah,
we won't be using any more like we do some test in SPSS right now, basic
yeah,
test, data
yes,
cleaning. Probably we'll be doing in smart PLS all the things. So
yeah.
it
So
is a
they will
software for the
obsolete this
future.
SPSS.
Yeah, that's what they are after.
Yeah, I'm
MOS as
astonished
well.
sometimes to see that students still use SPSS for their regression and correlation and so many things. And I wonder
Yeah,
why
not
don't they
recommend.
just switch to the smart PLS? Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
So let's take up the questions one by one. G. Yes, any question for him?
Hello,
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wassalam. G.
This is Madiha, and I have first of all, I'm very thankful to the Dr. Saab for such valuable presentation and everything.
Thank
My
you.
one question is that can we use the dummy variable as a construct in smart PLS like 1 0? The answers will be 1 0. Usually we use Likert scales in the construct in making the constructs. So one
Yeah.
question is that can we use with do the same analysis with dummy variables? Because I stuck with my analysis, it was on the violence. So kindly guide me. And for moderating and similarly for the mediating, can we use the dummy variables? Kindly help me out in this. In this way problem.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Dr. Shahab.
Yeah, we do use like for moderation these categorical variables. But what was your first part?
The dummy variable.
It may
Yes.
Yeah, dummy. Can we use dummy variables for the when you are taking like a construct variables to run a model for that purpose? The first step for the first step. I mean, when we are making the construct, can we made it with the dummy variables, or we need always Likert scales?
For dummy, I have to check, right? I can check and I'll respond to your question, right?
Yeah. Uh,
Okay.
Madiha, can
Thank you,
you?
sir.
Uh,
Can
Yeah, Madiha,
Mhm.
we will
Excuse me.
provide you the email address. You can email us the question, and then we will get back to you. Okay.
All right, thank you, sir. And secondly, can we get the? I just, joined late, so can we get the recording so I can again heard the sir or the whole workshop like this?
Okay. Okay. We will provide it. Right. Thank
Thank you so
you.
much. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other question?
Assalamu alaikum,
Yes.
sir.
Wassalam. Ji.
This is Afshan Tayyab, and I would like to appreciate your efforts for today's session. And I really like today's session. It was very informative, but I'm a little bit confused regarding PLS, smart PLS for my educational research. Can I use that smart PLS for my education research as well?
I think you can use
Yeah, our type of primary data, which is educational, management, marketing,
psychology.
HR.
Yes.
And
Any.
So
and what about the size, sample size? Can I run for more than 30 sample size?
yeah,
Or it
we
is
have
for a small sample size? Because I came to know that it is only for a small sample size.
Oh,
no.
you
That's
can
a
use.
wrong perception.
Yeah.
The sample size need to be appropriate, and you have to justify your sample size in any way. What we
Yes.
say is that in some cases getting a larger sample size is not possible, right?
Yes.
In that cases, Smart PLS give you good result as compared to MOS or other softwares,
Yeah.
right? So, but it does not mean that you have a small sample. Small sample
Yes.
is not recommended anyway, right? So you need to get a good sample, right? So what we say is, in some cases, getting larger sample is impossible.
Yeah.
In
True.
that case, this software gives you good result, but
Yes.
doesn't mean you should have a 30 or 40
Yeah.
sample size to run on small people. No,
Yeah.
you need to have a larger sample size according to the like G power table, or you can use the criteria of selection of
Sample
sample
size.
size.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So at least the minimum sample size criteria should be met, right?
Yeah. True.
Otherwise, the less than minimum you should not take. And this is not
Yeah.
justification that
Yes.
this software can run and you should select 20 or 30 sample size. No, no,
Yeah.
no, you cannot do this way.
Yeah. So sample size can be determined by the sample size techniques, the different formulas.
But sir, because
Yes.
as I am doing thesis nowadays, MPhil thesis, so for that purpose, I'm very much concerned that for my largest sample size, can I use Smart PLS or not? That was
Yes.
my concern. Yeah.
Yes. The Dr. Shab has already said that you can use
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yes.
Now,
Yes. Yes.
now it's clear. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. Any other question?
Yes, sir. My name is Mohammed Awais, and
Okay.
as I earlier introduced myself, I'm from ComStats University. So it was a nice presentation
Yes. Thank
with
you.
pretty much good explanations of the scenarios that we covered in this presentation.
Right.
So I have many questions though, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to ask and you will be able to answer. But I'll start with my first question. Where exactly we can see the moderated medication index in the Smart PLS? Do we have this function available in Smart PLS?
Now we do in SPSS, but the new version will be having all these options. Right now we cannot do moderated mediation in Smart PLS. You can do in SPSS, but the
Are you?
upcoming version will be having that option.
All right. And a part of my question is relevant to the CBSEM concept that you discussed in the start of the presentation. So can you please exemplify the difference between CBSEM function, that is theory testing, and PLSM, that is explanation? So I have read books where it tells that this is the function, but they do not exemplify what exactly they mean by explanation and what exactly they mean by theory testing. Can you shed some light on that?
Basically, what I was saying, these are two different approaches. We use MOS for CBSEM, and that is based on parametric approach, right? When we say
Mhm.
parametric, it has certain assumptions. Unless you met those assumptions, you cannot do CBSEM, right? That's the first thing. And this PLSM is non-parametric, right? It has a relaxed assumptions. And second point is that there is one concept of theory confirmation, right? Shah Sab is from MS background. He
Yes.
will tell us as well that uh, you know we talk about model fits in MOS.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dr. Heather, if you can explain why we talk about model fits. We don't talk about model fits in PLSSEM. That will I will tell that why
Yes.
we don't talk about these model fits in
Yeah. You
SEM.
carry on, and
PLS,
then I conclude, sir.
right?
Hmm.
Because PLS is the as we said, we want to see that to what extent our IVs explain the variation in our DV. In most of the research, like we at times we introduce a new variable in the model. When we say you making a contribution to the theory, or you are coming up something novel, that means you are bringing in new construct, new relationships, right? That means that the theory is, you're not testing a theory. What you're doing is you are building a new model, you're bringing in novelty, your contribution. So that is not theory testing. So in most of the cases, it is very easy to justify the use of PLSSEM, right? Otherwise, justification of CBSM is very difficult because that is used for theory testing. You have a theory, you want to test the theory. That's why you go for the model fits. Here we don't go for the model fits. We have introduced a new variable, a new relationship. We are making a contribution to the theory. So we want to see to what extent our new variables and with the combination of the old ones explain the variation within our DV. So that's why we switch to the PLS SEM. We can justify it easily. But justification of using CBSEM is very difficult nowadays. Shasab, if you can explain a bit.
Yeah, the same way as you explained very well, Dr. Shah. To get the model fitness is very difficult because there are 3-4 indexes you have to meet the threshold for that, the GFI, CFI, RMCE. It's very difficult out of the, as you mentioned earlier in your presentation, that we have to meet the certain assumptions of that MOS. That 4 assumptions, if you meet it, what is the first one is the normality establishment through Mahalanobis, missing values, linearity, multicollinearity. All these things are very important one for MOS. MOS analysis you cannot run without establishing normality for the first place. And that's the most hectic part of the whole analysis, because cleaning the data is the most difficult part. And once you do it, only then you can proceed towards the convergent validity, discriminant validity, and the structure model. Why? Because we have to establish model fitness. Even though if the R square is fine, the effect size is fine, you need to establish the model fitness. And the model fitness is very difficult to achieve because you have to see your items, as Dr. Shahab explained, that if you delete any item, again, there is a big question mark on your construct, that whether your construct is now fine enough to reflect what you are trying to measure. So the model fitness, along with the convergent validity, discriminant validity, the factor loading, the CR, all these things are very difficult to do it. That's why I did my analysis in 8 months in my PhD. It took me 8 months to do the analysis and to learn the MOS properly. So very well explained, yeah. And the same things have been overcome in the Smart PLS. That's why it's very user friendly, and that's why it is more recommended. Even though now our new paper, me and Dr. Shahab, which will coming soon, it will be published. They are on the Smart PLS. Why? Because even I have switched to the Smart PLS because it is now advancing day by day, and we have a latest version of it. So every software, it has its own beauty and its own limitations and strengths as well. I hope your question have been addressed.
Yes, thank you so much. And the last part of it is when we run complete bootstrap for, let's say, for like 5,000 subsamples or 10,000 subsamples. So in the complete bootstrapping results, we see that there are F square values, and we also see the corresponding P values. If I believe you know that. So do we consider those P values, or we just see the F values in the complete bootstrapping F square result?
F square.
Yes.
Only the F square values?
Yeah, F square values, because we did discuss that there are different cutoffs as well, like cutoff
Yeah.
threshold, that how
Yes.
you can express your, this is the bootstrapping, this is, okay, let me run for you.
But it will take some time, so
No,
I'm
it's
not sure
okay.
if you should do that or not.
Let me share it with you. Shall it's been disabled? Anyways,
You can share now, sir.
Okay. So on algorithm, this is F square.
Yes.
These are the values that we need to look into. This, can you see now?
Yeah, it's visible.
Yes, I can. We can see it. We can see it.
Yeah, these are the values to be reported and interpreted as well.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for the detailed answer. And I will be sending an email to Dr. Shah for the manual calculation files that you mentioned in your presentation and
Yes.
the and the
Sure.
material that we are expecting from you.
Yeah, inshallah, we will be sharing with you. Thank you very much for
Thank you so much.
joining us. Yeah, any other question, or we conclude the session then? I hope the
Assalamu alaikum.
Islam. Yes, Dr. Kashir.
Sir, I don't have any particular question. I'll just thank you. But one thing I just want to ask, you know, some constructs, they are second order constructs. Let's say they have
Yeah, we
certain
get it.
dimensions, right?
Yes, yeah.
So if a construct has like 2-3 dimensions, how do we deal that in PLS?
Okay. Yes, Dr. Shah.
Very easy. We can easy in the sense that we have an option in Smart PLS to deal with higher order construct. We call them HCM, and there are 5 approaches for the HCM analysis. This is something advanced level, but we are using like two-stage approach. Two-stage approach means that first we run the dimensions and then we get the scores and then we import that data into original file, Excel file, and then we re-import that whole file within Smart PLS. Then those dimension becomes the items of that construct, right? The dimension
Okay.
becomes the items of that construct. So we use a two-stage approach, but there are totally 5 approaches of doing analysis of higher order. So at some point we can do advanced level if someone is interested. So we can do hands-on as well, how we do analysis of. Actually, I'm doing for someone nowadays, so I have done it as well. So I'll show you how we do this higher order analysis. We can do it in small PLS. It's very good, effective. That's why one of the objective was when we want to use the latent variable scores for analysis, right? So that when we say that, that means that we can use latent variable scores or the higher order variables, right? So that's why one of the objective we've seen in the initial slides that was reflecting this part that we can use higher order models quite easily in this smart PLS. I don't know Amos has that luxury or not, but we can do it in smart PLS. I will
Uh,
let you know it sometime when we meet. I'll show you how we actually do it.
I think Amos also use a similar approach, although I'm not an average user of Amos as well. But another thing, just a small thing about that reflective informative models. We studied here about reflective model. You use a reflective model in this example. So can we run analysis for formative model as well in PLS?
We can run because but today we had a
Short period of time. Yeah.
short of time already. We were approaching 9, so I had those slides as well because the analyses are different. The measurement analyses are totally different from reflective, but
Yes.
due to time shortage, we were unable to do that. We can do in Smart PLS easily.
Yeah. If you, Dr.
Okay,
Kashir,
thank you so
said
much. It was quite,
we will arrange another webinar for that.
yeah, that would be quite interesting and
Yeah.
invaluable. I
Yes.
think the
Yeah.
3 hours we spent here, it was quite valuable for us. We learned
Very,
something new. And
very.
one thing I found that PLS is quite user friendly.
Yes.
While the professor was teaching us, at the same time, I was also doing the analysis with another model. I
Okay.
opened the PLS and I was just practicing side by side.
Okay.
So I found it quite user friendly, and the
Yes.
professor, he was, quite effective teacher, I would
Yeah.
say. And
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you very much. That's why we had requested Dr. Shah to come and explain the different things in an easy way. And we had requested him to present in that way that anyone could understand it very easily. So that's why he came up with the idea that he would be providing 2 books in order to whatever the concepts name he has taken in the session, so that people could understand the concepts properly. So thank you, Dr. Kashir. Anybody else want to ask any question, or should we conclude and wrap up this session? Yeah, I think done from the participant side. I'm getting a lot of good response from the participants in terms of messages. They are sending the messages that it was very worthy and it was wonderful to see a very good session. And that is actually our contribution, and that is that was our aim, that people could learn something new. And even some of the participant has messaged that before that it was just like a dragon for us, that smart PLS is so difficult and something like out of the world, but now it has become very easy for them. And credit goes to Dr. Shahab that he actually explained in a way that now it becomes very easy for everyone, and they can find it that it is not something out of the world and they can learn it very well. Thank you very much once again, Dr. Shah, for your precious time. As I had expected that it would be a wonderful session, and you did it very well in terms of content, in terms of presentation, in terms of your energy. I would appreciate your energy, which is long lasting from right from the first minute to the last, and without any considering and without any low energy, you continued for such a long period. Hats off to you. And anything you would like to say in the conclusion?
Yeah, thank you very much for giving an opportunity. I mean, it was possible because of you. So you're doing wonderful job.
Yeah,
So we
pleasure,
are
pleasure.
expecting more sessions from you.
Yes,
This
inshallah.
is very good, and thank you for those who have participated. So it
Yes,
was just a small effort. We tried to share some knowledge that whatever we know, we should teach to
yes,
others. So it was just a little bit of effort.
yeah,
So hopefully people have got some information or knowledge. Yeah,
yeah,
that was the purpose. So thank you
yes.
very much,
Thank you.
uh,
It was
Dr.
pleasure
Haider.
having you. Yeah, it was a pleasure. And
Thank
yes,
you.
inshallah, in future, a lot of people are saying that arrange other sessions. We will not only limiting the Dr. Shahab expertise to the analysis, we will take his opinion on the other side of the research as well. For example, the problem statement to research contribution to conclusion implication. We will have other sessions coming in the pipeline. So stay in touch, all of the participants. Thank you very much for having us, and thank you for joining us. And inshallah, in future we will have more webinars on these kind of things. Do email us, and we will be inshallah sharing the recording and the slides with you people. And if you have any feedback for further improvement or anything you would like us to have a webinar on that, you can email us. Thank you very much, all of the participants, once again. Thank you, Dr. Shahab. It was a
Thank
wonderful
you.
session with you. So nice of you. Thank you. Okay,
Thank you.
participants. Thank you.
Thank you.
Allah
Allah.
Hafiz.
Allah. Allah.